This video was sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their store by using my referral link in the description below. Well, this is a pretty great one-drop, the kind that could just take over games, which you don't say much, especially in Limited. Just that ability is crazy. Like, even if it didn't have the treasure upside, the fact that this can just pump your creatures is kind of crazy for a one-drop in Limited. Plus, it has Menace itself, and it can pump itself. So, it's just like an amazing card. I don't think there's anything else in this pack that comes particularly close. I do want to play with Faraday. I haven't really done the blue-red deck yet. This is only the third draft, so no surprise there, I guess. Goblin Morningstar is also quite good. That's about it. I mean, these Eyes of the Beholder kills things, not very efficiently, but it does do it. But we definitely want the Paladin. We would go for the Paladin. I would take any of the Legendary Dragons. I guess Old Gnawbone's not that exciting, but any of the others would be interesting to me. Okay, so both these signposts are strong. It's kind of a trend we've seen for a while now, especially in sets that have like one big signpost that's like a legendary creature. That signpost tends to be really good, and these both are. So we could consider taking one of them, even though obviously we took a black card with our first pick. We could also just take Charmed Sleep. It's more likely we play it at this point in some ways than these, and it's fine removal. It's not amazing, but I think it's really either these two or Charmed Sleep overall. This isn't the strongest pack. I mean, these two black cards are fine, but not really things you want to be second picking. They both are pretty useful, but... So, could take, Gretchen is quite powerful, but yeah, I guess I'm going to take her. I think she's just the best card here. I think she's better than Charmed Sleep and Targnar and any of the monocolored cards. So I'll take her. May or may not work out. Ooh. So we started with Forsworn Paladin. We've gotten past Kalain, who's crazy good. And this is like the foundation you want for a treasure deck. I think both Kalain and Krydle are kind of crazy signposts. Like, they're all good, as I was saying. But Kalain is crazy good, as is Krydle. Like, mostly because they're just like 2-drops who can quickly take over the game. It takes Gretchen a few turns. She's also quite good, but But yeah, we definitely take Kalain here. First pick Forsworn Paladin. Definitely... we have a rare and now a signpost in common that loves treasure. Yeah, so we're all over that. Interesting to see another Gretchen, because that is tempting, especially because this pack in terms of black and red isn't very exciting. We could take either the Captain or the Manticore. I think they're both fine. I don't think either of them's great, though. Gretchen's definitely the best card in this pack. I don't hate the Paladin or Knoll Hunter either. I'd probably take one of these black or red cards, though. They're both fine. I think I like the Captain a little more. The Manticore, this is just a good 2-drop. The Manticore takes some work to really get full value out of. So yeah. Well, we've also seen 2 Targnars, which is kind of crazy. We have all the signpost uncommons, apparently. So, you come to the Null camp is okay. Really, I have seen and lost to like a crazy fast mono red deck that just like jammed all the red 1 and 2 drops together and a bunch of these. It's pretty real, it seems like, but it doesn't feel like that's where we're headed. I think we're either looking at Evolving Wilds or Zombie Ogre. Wilds is good in any deck. It gives you good fixing. There is a little bit of a chance that even though we've seen what we have, especially like a third pick Kalain, that Black-Red's not open. But I still think we take the Wilds. We could consider Targnar here, but Wilds will work in any deck we play, even if we're 2 colors, and it helps us splash. And we already have Treasure, so we can already splash stuff if we really want to. So we'll take the Wilds there. Yeah, it's looking a little sketchy in terms of black-red. Hoarding Ogre does make Treasure, which we're interested in, but Spoils of the Hunt, Contact Other Plane are like considerably better cards. I think we do take the Ogre here, but we do need to be prepared to maybe change our plans here. Yeah. Okay. So, some decent black stuff here. This makes Treasure sometimes, but I don't think that's enough of a reason for me to want it. Thank you for the follow, FLK Hippie. I think I like the Skeletons the most here. Dungeon Crawler's cool, but Black-Red's not exactly a dungeon color pair, so... we might complete a dungeon, but we're not, like, guaranteed to when we're doing what this color pair does. Okay, so this is quite good with treasure, and it makes treasure. The Plundering Barbarian so far has been impressive. I mean, there's so much good equipment. Kick in the Door also seems pretty good, but I think we go for the Dispute here. I think we go after the synergy here, the treasure stuff. Okay, Black-Red's looking a lot more secure now. I think, you know, packs just must not have had that many Black-Red cards, but all 4 of these are playable Black-Red cards, you know, so... which one do I want is the question. I like Fate's Reversal a fair bit. If you're not venturing, it's not quite as good. We're venturing a little, and we probably will venture a bit more than we are already. I think I'm actually going to go for the Beholder, though. I think it's nice top curve to have overall. And look, we get a Fate's Reversal anyway. So I think we take it now. We're not going to be that interested in Thieves' Tools in this deck. That's a blue-black deck thing. Okay, so Price of Loyalty does seem legit in this format. Free Manticore I'll take, too. Because we already have one way of sacrificing. We might play Devour Intellect, I guess, if we get enough treasure. We already have one way to sacrifice something we steal, so we want to get a few more things that do that, and then we're kind of in business. So, you know, yeah. I'm not sure what archetype's best. Like you said, it's really early. This is literally my 3rd draft. I have gotten beat by Black-Red Treasure a lot. Like, of my 6 losses, I feel like 4 or 5 were to Black-Red Treasure, so that might mean something. Also might not. Froghemoth is quite good, but not what we're going to stretch into. So we have an interesting pick here, I think. So I would probably take Precipitous Drop. It's way better in a deck that's better at doing dungeon stuff, but it's still pretty good everywhere else. Hired Hexblade is a good treasure payoff, and Faraday's Fireball is decent removal. But I think we want the drop. I think it just has a way higher ceiling. And we do want to value treasure stuff maybe a little more because it wants us to complete them, you know, so... Okay, so here we've got another interesting pick. So Battlecry Goblin is an excellent 2-drop. We do already have some other goblins. Jaded Sellsword is good with treasure. Hired Hexblade is good with treasure, and this makes treasure. But I feel like Battlecry Goblin is so much better than the other things in this pack, even if they do treasure things, that I'm just going to take it. It's just such a good 2-drop. You know, we're likely to get more goblins, too. So, kind of hoping these wheel. We'll see if they do. But for now, I think we want that goblin. Okay, so Sepulchre Ghoul helps set us up even better with Price of Loyalty, and it's a nice 2-drop anyway. I think Valor Singer is probably better in like a normal deck, but I think given where we're headed, we're kind of interested in the Ghoul. Yeah, I think we go for the Ghoul here. Okay, well here is yet another effect that allows us to sack a creature. That definitely matters. Do I want it more, you know, than a creature that makes treasure like the Ghast or a good 2-drop? I think maybe. I think the ceiling on this is high enough that I'm going to take it here. We're maybe giving up a little bit of synergy for power. We'll see how that pans out. So, but I think I like Tiger Tribe Hunter given what we're doing here. Okay, so here I think we take a Jaded Sellsword. We could consider Evolving Wilds, but this is going to be a pretty good payoff for a deck. Lurking Roper is pretty sweet. If you're in the green deck. I don't think we want a second reversal. Yeah, we'll take... We could use some more treasure, and speaking of which... I'm not a huge Horde Robber fan. Man, Eccentric Apprentice is good, and we do already have Fixing. You do need to complete dungeons to get the full value out of it, but... I'm kind of thinking about it. I mean, we've already got Evolving Wilds and multiple ways to make treasure. I mean, is it a lot better than the Fangblade if we have to splash it? Maybe not. Yeah, probably not. We'll just take the Fangblade here. Thank you for the follow, Hippie. Okay, so here we'll take a Horde Robber. I don't love it, but it does make treasure, and it's a 2-drop. So, there you go. So, I think we'd rather have the Windfall than the Herald. We do need more treasure, I think. And that does it. So, Earth Cult Elemental is pretty good if you have a bunch of treasure. You know, it's going to be a little better for you than your opponent, unless they're also playing treasure. So we'll take the Elemental. We'd like to see more treasure in this last pack. Like a second Kalain would be awesome. We're mostly like an aggro deck with a sacrifice sub-theme. Price of Loyalty will definitely make the cut right now. We just have so many ways to take advantage of it. Okay, so more treasure and Windfall. I don't really think we want 2, though. I think I'm probably just going to take another Sellsword. I'm not loving that the Windfall. Like, more than one copy seems a little crazy. Thieves' Tools does make treasure, I guess, huh? I guess I'll take it. I think it's more likely we play it than you come to the null camp. Although, we are pretty aggressive, but... Ooh, really late Hobgoblin Captain. I'm all about that. Probably don't play 2 Fates Reversals in a deck that's not that good at venturing, but... You know. So we're basically, you know, a black-red aggro deck with a treasure sub-theme, and we get one of these anyway, which we might play. Ooh. Lots of goodies here. Man, this is a strong one. So, Vorpal Sword is quite good. Just putting it on any creature makes it a threat that is challenging to interact with in combat. Drider has a great ability if you can get through with it. Meanwhile, Dragon's Fire is premium removal, and Shambling Gas makes treasure. So, you know, we're looking at a lot of stuff here that I like. I'm probably going to go with Vorpal Sword over Dragon's Fire in the end. Yeah. We could splash Shesra, but I think Vorpal Sword's good enough that I don't really feel the need to do that. Okay. So I think we have enough treasure that we're pretty interested in Hired Hexblade. There's also a Den of the Bugbear here, though, and it's one of these really good creature lands. I don't think we want a second of these. Man, this is a tough pack, just because there's so much good stuff in it. Seems like these have been around late. I kind of think we want to take the creature land. Creature lands are just great. The utility they give you. Yeah, we're going to take the creature land here. Also makes goblins, and we do have one. Ooh, my. Okay. Well, now we're in business. So, you know, this is going to make us go even more aggressive than we already were, because Zerial, she's amazing. But yeah, we definitely take her. Yeah, this makes treasure, whatever. Zerial is a bomb, so, you know. Kind of the lower tier bomb, but still quite good. Okay, so we could take Shambling Gas, but I probably want Burning Hands. We don't have that much removal, and we're mostly a black-red aggro deck at this point with some treasure stuff, so I'm not desperate for treasure. But yeah, I think we take Burning Hands there. Okay, so Warlock class is interesting. Both of these classes are quite good. Maybe the 2 best uncommon ones. I don't love Warlock class, though. It does take some significant effort to set up. I don't think we want a second Price of Loyalty. Seems like overkill. I think we just take the Hexblade here. We have enough treasure to get the good part of it more often than not. Okay, well, I think we take Death Priest of Mirkul here. Yeah, I mean, it's just really good. It pumps a bunch of our creatures already, and with our sacrifice stuff going on, we may trigger it more than it looks like we might. So I don't really think any of these cards are going to make our deck. Our curve already needs to be sort of cut down on top. I guess, you know, maybe we're more interested in a 1-drop. We do have a Death Touch equipment to put on it. Yeah, I guess that's what I'm going to grab. I don't love it, though. Don't love it. Yeah, it's interesting, like, the way this draft started, it looked like we were going to go crazy with treasure, but we didn't really in the end. Kind of thinking of cutting both these 6s. I think we've become more aggressive than I initially planned and less treasure rampy than I planned. Ooh. So, Chaos Channeler is great. I think we probably take it over a Hexblade. Yeah, it's just real good. Draws you cards, basically, when it attacks, and that's awesome. So that's nice to get there that late. Okay, I'm pretty happy to get Shambling Ghast here. It gives us a 1-drop that makes treasure. Again, we could splash Shesra, but I'm not, like, in love with that plan. I mean, our mana's going to be good, but I think the Ghast ticks more boxes for us right now than Shesra does. Okay, so I think we take another Hexblade here. We're getting the treasure stuff super late here, which is cool. Devour Intellect, not so much. I guess I'm going to grab the Ogre. I don't think we're going to play it, but I wasn't going to play that other stuff either, so. Okay. The Rapier's fine, but in a deck that doesn't have equipment payoffs, I don't really think I want to run it. So yeah, our curve is ugly, especially all these 4s. Manticore is a pretty easy cut, I think. Do we have enough treasure without Unexpected Windfall to just get rid of it? Probably. Probably don't play the Javelineer. It is sweet with Vorpal Sword, but if we don't have Vorpal Sword, it's not that good. I guess if it gets bigger from treasure being spent on it, it's not bad, but Yeah. Got a lot of 4s. I mean, you know, we do have multiple creatures who make treasure early, which softens that blow a little bit, but man. I feel like we need to cut some of them. I mean, I probably end up cutting Horde Robber, but maybe not. I mean, it is a 2. It makes treasure. It's not going to be that easy to get in with, but, you know, it does sometimes. I don't know. I don't love it that much. I'm kind of trying to decide if the Death Priest of Mirkul is something we want or not. We have a few zombies lying around who get those bonuses, but it's less of an aggro card than the rest of what we have going on. You know, it does combo well with our sacrifice effects, but I think it's probably not ideal in this deck. Yeah, so I think we cut it. Then the question is, what's the other 4 we want to cut? I mean, Unexpected Windfall is probably the worst of them. But I'm not sure I have so much treasure that I feel super confident about cutting it. I mean, Hoarding Ogre is definitely going to be better on average because it's like affects the board. And yeah, so it's definitely better than the Windfall, but you know. So we're not going to be great at getting these little Saboteur guys through, other than the fact that if we have Tulane in play, they'll get counters or whatever. We could probably just cut some dungeon stuff, because it's not going to be great in this deck. I think that's probably a fine place to go. Like, cut the skeletons, cut the Fang Blade. That seems fine. I don't think it seems that unfocused so far, honestly. I think it seems highly synergistic from my 2 drafts, and this one too, I think. This deck looks pretty sweet. It's probably not an ideal treasure deck, but we've got some cool stuff going on, and obviously we have Zeriel, so that's going to be pretty good. We ended up, you know, usually I think in this deck you splash something, and we considered it here and there, but there was never really anything that great for us to splash in the end, so we didn't do it. We did not do it. And of course, I forgot to switch scenes. Professional. Ooh. We're on the draw. I mean, we have a 2-drop. It's an acceptable hand. It's not a great hand, but I think it's acceptable. Going down to 6 is just such a big hit, you know? And all we need to do is draw like a mountain or more black cards and we're fine. So, you know. Hey. That creature lands much better than ours. I think this one and the dragon are the best ones. I think the eye is probably the worst one. And the one we have is like the second worst one. Hey, red mana, we did it. So, yeah, I think we play the captain here. We want to hold on to the Hexblade because if we get the opportunity to spend treasure on it, it's going to feel better to wait, you know, so. Neverwinter Dryad is pretty annoying against our Hobgoblin Captain. Ooh, that helps a bit, though. So... am I willing to just trade my captain here for the Neverwinter Dryad? I mean, it's not a terrible trade, but with like Zerial and Battlecry Goblin in my hand, I'm a little less inclined to want to do that. We are in kind of an awkward place here. Like, if we had another red mana, I would plan on playing this out next turn. But I don't have another red mana, so I can't guarantee I'll be able to. I think I'm going to just attack here. Well, I guess next turn, all I have to do is pump them once, and they can both attack and get pack tactics. That seems pretty good. So we'll just play the Battlecry Goblin here. Yeah, that's that's the best course of action for sure. Just end our turn, let them ramp if that's what they want to do here. I'm a little worried our deck doesn't have enough removal, but we do have the green hosing removal spell, which looks like it's going to be great here. So that's nice. Okay, well now we can even play a creature. Oh, we could anyway, I guess. But yeah, I can attack with both. So let's just use this ability here. Good chance they kill our Battlecry Goblin here, but he's going to make a friend, and Hobgoblin Captain will have first strike. So then we attack with both. I don't love Horde Robber, but I felt like we were short enough on treasure to be interested. Attack with both. We get the Pack Tactics trigger. They can just block the 1/1 if they want, but I feel like killing Battlecry Goblin is probably more of a priority for them. Do they know it has first strike? I don't think they know that it has first strike. Okay, they do. I'm kind of okay with that exchange overall, I gotta say. You know, I would have liked that to stay alive, but, you know. So, I guess we'll play the Robber here. Another red mana would be cool. That is less than ideal. Kind of thinking I'm just going to play out Jaded Sellsword here. Yeah, I mean, the body is pretty big on this board. I mostly just play Magic, Kevin. I've played poker some, but not remotely seriously. Ooh, hello, Kalain. Interesting. So what I really need is a sacrifice outlet. So let's play Kalain here. So the question here is whether I want to hold on to this treasure or just cast Hired Hexblade now. May have it be a 3/3 and draw a card off of it. That doesn't seem too bad. You know, before I do any of that, I guess I can just attack with the Jaded Sellsword here. Yeah, I think I'm going to attack with the Sellsword here. They can block and kill it with Direwolf Prowler. They might have removal, but it's not a block that they can just, like, have happen for them. This land is going to be a problem, I can tell you that much. I don't... So are they going to do that and a trick, or do they not realize they can pump that only once? Okay. They are using up the resources in combat just to get 1-for-1s, which I think favors us in the long run. I do think I'm just going to eat up the treasure here and draw the card and get a 3/3. Yeah. If we find a sacrifice outlet, we're going to be in business. Oh, hey. I think I like going Fate's Reversal here. Getting back. I guess the Sellsword seems pretty good here. What dungeon do I want to go in? Keeping in mind, I'm almost definitely not going to complete it. Probably the Lost Mines of Fendelver. We do have one card that cares about them being completed, so... Okay, well, that'll start cranking out treasure, which will allow us to play Zariel in the long run and power up all of our other cards, so... Seems pretty good. Plus, we can just play it and threaten to pump with it, which is pretty nice. Uh-oh. They're about to start venturing like mad. Okay, so we just play the Paladin here. Then I think we just attack with Horde Robber. Yeah. We're going to attack with Horde Robber here. Actually... Yeah. Horde Robber attacks, so if they block, I kill something... if they don't, I get treasure. Seems like a win-win to me.
Okay, so... Oh, I don't actually have the mana. I screwed that up. It'll only be a 3/3, and that'll be a 4/4. Okay, yeah, I threw my creature away. So, yeah, we're just going to let that happen. Makes up for some of the other things we've had happen here. So we go to end of combat. Play our sellsword again. That Hydra, man. It's not good. That's not super good for us either. Okay. Well, I can start making treasure now, which will be nice. Yeah, so we're going to attack with our sellsword here. Again. I'm trying to decide if I want to attack with Hexblade too. I feel like trading either of those feels fine. This can become a 3/3 right now, so... Yeah, let's rumble with both. It may allow them to attack us, but... I'm kind of okay with that, I think. Yep. And yep. Okay, so... This time we didn't screw it up. This time we get to kill that thing. Oop. Unless they have another instant speed thing. So we trade with both of those. And we can make treasure at the end of their turn. They've just got a 2/2 and a 4/2. They can level this up, but it'll take them 2 turns. So, yeah, we're just going to make treasure at the end of their turn. Which will allow us to play Zeriel next turn. Oh, good, another one. Okay, so we definitely play Zeriel here, where they're not really able to attack us effectively. So, yeah. We play Zeriel. Trying to decide if I want to do +1/+0 or make a devil.
So die already.
I think I'm just going to attack with this goblin token here. And if they block, I can pump this to kill whatever they block with. And then I can make a devil. Seems reasonable. Price of Loyalty, I think, is eventually going to come in handy here. And then we make a devil. At this point, the ultimate's not that great. Like, getting an extra combat phase doesn't help us very much. So, I think just going for the devils is wise. It's a little scary. Yeah, so next turn they are going to make a big land at some point. My goodness. Okay. Well, why would I not send in the devil here, you know? It's basically free, so I think I send in the devil. If they block, I get to ping something. If they don't, I think I probably pump it at least once. Yeah.
Then we play another land. And we make another devil.
You, into the fray.
Yeah, the devils are pretty good on this board overall. Wonder what they're splashing white for. Uh-oh. That's a bit of a problem, one could say. Good thing to splash white for, too. Okay, so Drizzt is going to get bigger, but I can just kill both of these by just blocking with the devil, so I don't know why I wouldn't do it, you know. So I'm going to block this, let that hit Zariel, and I can actually kill the other 4/1. Drizzt will get one counter from this, but if we can make a devil every turn, I'm not sure how much that matters. So, yeah, so...
Your soul will make a fine.
And then we'll also kill his friend. Uh-oh, does he actually get 2 counters now because of the timing? No, okay, good. We need to draw some real things, please. Sack Outlet would be great, because we could steal Drizzt and sack it after attacking them, which, you know. Goodness me. Okay. That's not how we want things to go here, but it's how things are going. So we're going to make another devil here.
Reinforcements will drive them back.
And, oh yeah. Yeah, with a double striker, we don't really have free attackers anymore, so we're just going to pass. How do you want me to steal him? I mean, how do you want me to sack him? Excuse me. I don't have a way to sack him. That's my plan, ultimately. I just can't do it yet. Oh, yeah, that's true. Devil, Death Touch Devil. Not a bad plan now that we have treasure. Yeah. That's a pretty darn good plan, actually. Okay, so yeah. I guess we're gonna wait till we block. So we're gonna go to blockers. So we block this, give it Death Touch, and then ping Drizzt to kill it, which is kind of insane. I guess if I want to be really safe about holding on to Zariel here, maybe giving up a token is fine. We'll let Zariel take the hit. Alright. So...
Your death will be light.
Yeah, Death Touch plus those devils is jacked up. Yeah, that's brutal. That makes up a little bit for our problems drawing, like, things. Okay. I think I'm gonna make a treasure and then play my Hexblade here. Yeah. Because if I can draw our Sack Outlet, we're going to be in business. Well, we can try one more time. But it's probably better to just attack here. So, Yeah. I'm gonna send in a devil. I mean, if they're just gonna take that, I think we pump it twice, then make another devil. It does mean I won't be able to do that death touch trick again. Well, yeah, but that's probably okay. Oh, yeah, I guess I was very obsessed with killing Drist, but you're right. If I had killed the other things and stolen Drist, it would have gotten it done. You are correct. I did not think... Ooh, okay. Well... we have to block all the things that do enough damage to kill her, I think. I think it's worth doing. Yeah.
That is a losing strategy.
And we'll kill the Javelineer. Goodness. Okay. So price of loyalty here, plus Zariel's ability. What does that do for us? I'm not going to get the +2/+0 part of things. So, yeah. So next turn they can send the Hydra at us, which I don't really want to deal with. I think maybe our best move here is just make a devil and then leave up mana for Windfall. Then I can make the treasures and give Death Touch to a devil and do what we did earlier. Yeah. I think that's what we're going to do.
Get information.
I do think that means we want to hold on to this mountain because the mountain allows us to... yeah, the mountain allows us to have something worth discarding, basically, so... Okay, so I don't think they meant to do that because now their land is tapped, so that's not good for them. That would be frustrating. We've all been there. Okay, so we're going to Windfall here. That Precipitous Drop is pretty darn good. Make a treasure. Yeah, I was going to say, I think we get there now. After punting at least once. I mean, I get a Scry off of this, basically, is one way to look at it. And I'm likely to draw red mana. I do need double red. I think we can keep it. These borderline hands are rough, though, where you're like, okay, time to see whether this is a crazy aggro deck. Precipitous Drop will kill that, right now at least. Okay. Well, I'm gonna do this. Partly because we really need the Scry, sadly. Nope. Well, the good news is they're stuck on 2, and we just drew red. That's the other good news. Yeah, so I guess we play our Goblin here. If they decide to kill it, we can use Deadly Dispute, which won't be too bad. That card's sweet. Just being able to trade with, like, all the things like this and, like, drawing a card is... it's pretty great. Okay. I think we play the Hunter here rather than the Channeler. And just end the turn. Do I need the land to be untapped right now? I guess I kind of do. So I can attack here, and I get the trigger, and I can throw my Chaos Channeler at their Hoarding Ogre, basically. But I don't know if that's really what I want to do. It's probably better to just attack with Tiger Tribe Hunter here and play Chaos Channeler. Yeah. Yeah. If they want to double block to kill it, by all means, you know, we'll let them do it. We do want to play the land untapped so we can leave up Deadly Dispute in case that comes up, so... Okay, so would I rather just have that turn into a treasure? Probably not. Deadly Dispute is probably the better option. Yeah. That worked pretty well there. The Jaded Sellsword can come down now. They get a treasure. Can they use that treasure for another effect? Okay. That's a nice little combination to have. Okay, so I think I play Jaded Sellsword here with the treasure, attack with both of these, and throw the Battlecry Goblin at Rust Monster. Yeah. Yeah. That's what we want to do here. Yeah. I guess I may as well attack with all three, because I still get the Goblin token. Yeah. Let's also play that. So... let this resolve. I'm going to sack our Battlecry Goblin. Throw it at the Rust Monster. That's a pretty good attack right there. Okay, so... I guess I want to play Vorpal Sword. Yeah, I'll play the Vorpal Sword here. You have a lot of mana. Could be time for a dragon. Not a dragon, but pretty formidable nonetheless. Is that? Oh, they get Vigilance. I was going to say, doesn't that mean we win on the backswing? But not with Vigilance. It doesn't. Should have played this Den last turn for sure. Okay, so... so I can attack here and throw something at somebody. If I equip the Vorpal Sword. So the Hunter is what does the damage. So I could throw a 1/1 at one of them and kill them. Which seems pretty good. Yeah, so it can attack on its own here if we want. But I guess attacking with the 4/3 is probably worth it too. Yeah. So attack with both. Although, I do take significant hit on the backswing. Potentially. I think we're alright. So we're going to sack this goblin. Kill the 4/4. So they do have to block one of them, so that's good. Vorpal Sword Trample might do it, yeah. I mean, they're probably going to kill my Hunter here. The unfortunate thing for them is they have to double block to do it. And it's got Death Touch, so no matter how they block, I mean, this is a rough attack for them. Next turn, I also have the Bugbear joining in, which is good. Okay, so we're going to wipe their whole board here. And do some damage. I think we can live with that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I may as well equip the sword to my Kalain here using this treasure because it does represent a win condition next turn. And if I really need more treasure, I can make more treasure. Alright. Let's do our own unexpected windfall. I mean, they have to block here. But I think it's probably, yeah, I think this is probably worth it. They would have to worry about the ability, but yeah, it would have killed their creature. I think drawing the cards there was definitely better. So far, the Death Touch has been the MVP. Death Touch from 2 different cards. Yeah, with 2 different cards, probably playing one of those Javelineers wouldn't be a bad idea. So Treasure has ended up being a larger theme in this deck than I kind of felt like it might. We can actually play an untapped Den of the Bugbear on turn 1. Not that it really helps us that much, but we can. We can do it. It's probably better to play a Swamp, actually, because of our Ghast, so... Zariel. Thank you for the resub, Reverend Doc. Ooh. That looks familiar. No, I'm definitely attacking. I guess it's probably better to just play the 2-drop here than try to wait for treasure. We could also think about trying to set up mana for Zariel. Which would involve playing tap lands the next 2 turns. It's not the worst thing ever. Yeah. Let's do it. Oh. I forgot it comes into play. So if I have 2 or more other lands. Okay, well. That was better than I expected. We definitely play the Hexblade. Do you mean, what do each of those names mean? Is that what you're asking, Eyes of Dreams? Well, we're drawing quite well here, because now we can play this in the wilds, then we can play Zariel next turn. Next turn we'll also have Pack Tactics going, which is cool. So Yeah, play Evolving Wilds here. Play Hobgoblin. Are you talking about in limited or constructed? Because the answer will vary. And even in just constructed, not all Temur, Sultai, or Jeskai decks do the same thing. It's more complex than that. So we can play Zeriel next turn. If they still have a creature on the board, that's going to be pretty nasty. They probably will. Okay, they don't. Is it going to be better to make a devil or what? Better to make a devil or give +1/+0. Probably going to be better to make a devil. So we're going to grab a swamp with this. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna make a devil. If next turn we can play our Tiger Tribe Hunter, we might be in some business here. Because if we can play the Hunter and +1 next turn, that's gonna be a scary thing. Throwing Shambling Gas at something is pretty appealing. Well, I can kill that with Burning Hands, or by sacking our Ghast. If we draw a land, we do it by sacking the Ghast for sure. We do not draw a land, so yeah. But we will use Burning Hands to kill that. Paladin and then +1 ability. Seems pretty potent, actually.
Let your fury instill fear.
Takes them down to 4. Okay, so... Not drawing a land there's a little brutal, but I think they're still dead. Because we just play Sellsword, give haste to everything.
For Avernus and for victory.
Zeriel's good. No, I can't fling to player. Only to creatures, but that's plenty. So it's not quite fling, I guess, you know. But yeah, it's basically fling. So going pretty well. Can we keep it up? I mean, you know, if we keep drawing Zeriel, probably. I guess we won one game without Zeriel. Maybe. Okay, we can keep this. It's been unusual. Haven't all of our hands kind of look like this? Like all one color of mana, but it's worked out so far, so... Hey, and we drew black mana anyway. Okay, so... Player Den here. I guess we could have just attacked with it that turn, last turn, incidentally. Okay. I kind of feel like I'd rather trade the Hexblade. It's going to be a while before I get treasure. I'd rather trade the Hexblade than the Battlecry Goblin if I'm going to trade. Yeah. Yeah, that is such a quality common. We had a deck yesterday with 3 of them, and it was a big part of why we went 6-3. Let's play our Battlecry Goblin here. So they're an adventure deck, most likely. Venture deck, most likely. Okay, I think we just play Chaos Channeler here. This is the deck that wants to complete dungeons because of cards like Precipitous Drop, so it likes to do either the Lost Mine or... Uh-oh. That card's a problem. So I think we go ahead and trade here. I mean, what we need to do to be able to beat them is get rid of every creature. And so that's the only real way we have a shot at winning. Although, you know, maybe I just take this hit, actually. Getting a trigger off of our Chaos Channeler could be valuable. Yeah, it will be. So... could attack with both, but they would just, I guess, block the Battlecry Goblin and block the 1/1 token. You know, kind of seems worthwhile, actually. Doesn't have Death Touch as a blocker, so... Alright, we get a land drop. I can get this up to 3, but that's not really worth it. So yeah, we just go for that. Get that trade. Attack away there. Play this land. Play this ogre. This card has been so good. Like every time I see it, it has been a problem. Oh good, stick a Delver's Torch on there. Yeah. That's not so good. That is one area where our deck is severely lacking in removal. We just don't have very much of it. I would think they want the 1/1 Goblin, because that gives them something else to put this frightening thing on. But I could be wrong. Yeah, no, that is what they got. So, do I want to bother with Windfall in this phase? I guess so. I'm gonna do it now, yeah. Discard one of these swamps. Okay, it's not terrible. So we're gonna Fate's Reversal here. Get back Hired Hexblade. We want to Scry. So our most effective way of getting rid of that thing is going to be to steal it and sacrifice it. And so this is one part of that plan, but I don't think it's very good on this board otherwise, so I'm just going to bottom it. Then we also play the Hexblade. Okay, then we end our turn. Because we kind of have to double block this stupid thing, which is going to not feel very good. The annoying thing is, they can actually attack and tap something, so they can force an uglier block. So this is like a really good target for their equipment. Unfortunately. Because they can make me block with these two, which is not going to be good for us. Oh no. Oh, I'm glad they didn't tap anything. So we're going to block with these two. It may have a trick too, so it doesn't matter, or a removal spell. Okay. got rid of that. However, they have Fate's Reverse. Yeah, they're gonna take us down for sure. If you don't have Artifact Destruction, and we don't, Talisman feels pretty unbeatable. Yeah, you know, somebody posted on one of my videos, on the first draft video, that they think this is a bomb, and I was like, I mean, it's definitely a lot better than I expected. I thought it would be a pretty good piece of equipment, and it's like, maybe Black's best uncommon. But I was like, I don't think it's quite a bomb, but it's starting to feel like maybe it is. I don't know. It needs a little bit of help. You can't really count on it being good unless you have a bunch of creatures. But other than that, you know, it ends up doing the job. So yeah, we're dead. We can't recover. Down to 3 and 1. We got neither our one-drop treasure guy or our planeswalker there, so, you know. We kind of need those. Okay. We actually got 2 colors of mana. It's a start. Nice. That's a good draw here. Well, that is not so good for us. Pridal is good. Good stuff. Yeah, so we're going to play Sepulchre Ghoul here. Yeah, Reaper's Talisman is stupid. It is an impressive card. I got to play that some yesterday, and it seemed awesome. Uh-oh. So I guess we're probably just going to slap Precipitous Drop on the Soul Knife Spy here. Seems pretty good. Yeah. And we're going to go for Lost Mines of Phandelver. Thank you for the follow, Pinapo. Do we need more red mana? I mean, we do need double red at some point, but we also have multiple sources of treasure in our hands, so I think I'm going to bottom it in favor of drawing like a real card. Yeah. No attacks, though, because we need to keep the ghoul back. To keep Krydle from being able to do his thing, you know. Well, that one we can use Burning Hands on, I guess. We could wait until they spend mana on it, but it also means they're untapped and they could have tricks and stuff like that. So it's kind of tricky. I think we'll just Burning Hands it now. They might have a way to protect it anyway, I guess. 1 blue. Yeah, they do. Well, that's not going to be good. Okay, so we're going to play Forsworn Paladin here. So they can make it unblockable here and draw a card if they want. And I'm assuming they want. That's what I'd do. Okay, so I think we attack with our Ghast here. Yeah. Good chance they just take it. I mean, that seems like the most likely outcome here. They must have a bounce spell, since they're so confident there. Which is kind of rough, but I can live with it. Bounce spell. No? Bounce spell now. I can sack it. The question is whether it's going to be worth... Is it worth sacking to get the treasure here? Probably not. We just replay it after all. We need to get our steal spell, or threaten effect, grab Krydle, and just get rid of it. We haven't lined it up yet, where we've had access to both. We've had one or the other. I'm guessing Soul Knife Spy becomes unblockable again. Okay, so I could make a treasure here and try to just go aggro on them. Like, make a treasure and attack with Sellsword. I could also make a treasure and play Tiger Tribe Hunter, and then make a treasure and play the Sellsword next turn and get Pack Tactics quite easily. I don't hate that. Oh no, that doesn't work. Not this turn, so yeah. Does not work. So, probably just better to attack with our Ghast and then play Jaded Sellsword the normal way. Yeah, so we'll just get in for the 1. They could have counter magic here, which is going to be frustrating. The Bar the Door, for example. Good chance they have it here. But, you kind of have to make them play it, you know. Or that. That's a little less brutal. So I can live with it. Yeah, our lack of removal is really showing... Well, we did play 2 removal spells, I guess. Yeah, that's not good. I could sack something to it to save it, but it's not worth it. It wouldn't be saved for long. So now they can hit me with Krydle too and get that trigger. Yeah. We had a hot start, but 3-2 looks very possible right now, one could say. Yeah, so they rumble with both. They draw a card, scry, I lose a life, etc. So, yeah, we're just gonna take it. Yesterday we had a pretty sweet Krydle deck, but what we didn't have is Soul Knife Spy. Sadly. Would have been nice. Ugh. Okay, well. I think we just play that and end our turn here. So we can use Deadly Dispute to just outright kill the Investigator, which doesn't seem like a bad plan. We would use it in Sack or Ghast, specifically. This Soul Knife Spy really does feel like it's got a knife in my soul. I'm probably going to Deadly Dispute at the end of their turn and sack the Ghast to kill the Investigator, unless something else happens here. Yeah, so we're going to Deadly Dispute, sack our Ghast. I think killing the Investigator is probably better than making a treasure. Okay. There's Zariel, but I think it's too late now. So I guess what we're going to try to do is set up the Tiger Tribe Hunter for next turn. So that we can give a Death Touch and kill something, but it seems like it's going to be too late. But that is what we're going to do. We're going to play Tiger Tribe Hunter here. Yeah. Thanks for quoting that. Now I'll never forget. Alright. Zariel, where were you on turn 4? I guess I didn't have the mana for you, but... This deck is pretty fun. You know, the blue-black evasion deck. So we go to 2 here. I think even if we do get to use our Hunter here to kill something, like Krydle, it's not really going to matter. They're not going to let us do it anyway. Alright. Yep. They got us. Yeah, we won our first 3 games relatively handily. And then the last 2, I don't even know if we got our opponent below 20 life. So, we'll see. See where we end up in the end. Thank you for the follows, Pinapo and Eyes of Dreams. All right. Let's do better than 3 and 3. 4 and 3 is pretty close to breaking even, so by the end of a format, 4 and 3 usually is breaking even because one gets so many gems drafting, but in the early going, it's not quite even. Thank you for the follow, Foo Possum. It's not quite even. I think our deck's biggest problem overall has been a lack of removal. Like, we've been beaten by little tiny creatures that we couldn't kill, you know? Alright, solid hand, though. Alright, I guess we'll play the Den now, since it gets to come into play untapped. We haven't gotten to attack with our Den of the Bugbear just yet. I kind of think I'm okay with an attack here. Like, if they want to trade and give me a treasure, I'm down. If they don't block, I put Precipitous Drop on it. So, yeah. I think we attack. Alright. I kind of didn't think they would block. And they did not. So we'll go ahead and Precipitous Drop. And we will scry 1. I guess it's a non-creature, so I'm sort of interested in that. I mean, a non-land. I guess I'll leave it. We don't have a whole bunch of treasure right now, but it seems alright, I guess. Well, it'll trade better with that than my Jaded Sellsword will, so... Although the Sellsword, I could still play it here and then use the Ghast to just... I can block and kill the Fingblade. Yeah, let's just play the Sellsword here. Shambling Ghast can take Fingblade down. I mean, they may have a bounce spell or removal spell. They're another one of these evasion decks. Saboteur trigger decks. I wonder whether we're going to see more of these flavor keywords in the future. Okay, so we do not get the treasure. That would have been nice. I'm trying to decide if I just want to attack with Den of the Bugbear here. Probably not. I mean, they get to block. I would keep a Goblin token, but not really, because they'd block and kill it. So, yeah. I guess we play the Hexblade here. And end our turn. Okay, so that's not good. So they're going to use that, put it on the Fang Blade, and start venturing all over the place. So this turn, it probably will be worth attacking with Den of the Bugbear, now that we know we can't block. Especially if they don't play anything in their second main phase. Yeah, so let's sack this. I guess we'll grab a Swamp. We do have 2 more in our hand. It doesn't really matter what we grab, but yeah. Kalane keeps showing up late, and I don't appreciate it. So I can't play Kalane and turn on Den of the Bugbear this turn. But yeah, I think it's still worth doing. So that lets us attack with these 3. 2, whatever. I'm gonna get a token, I guess. So, yeah. Block the Sellsword. They get to venture again, obviously. Okay, block the land. Kind of makes sense. Well, that's not good. They're gonna complete the dungeon here and kill my Sellsword. This will be interesting, because we're in, like, okay position for a race. Not an incredible position for a race, but... Okay, never mind. I'm not sure about where this deck fell, because it felt really good early, and not so good thereafter. Play Kalane. I'm gonna use that treasure right away, I guess, because making a bigger creature matters. Yeah, I think more removal is the main thing that we really needed, because we're just getting, like, bodied by things that are easily killable and not that impressive of cards. Like, the Fang Blade's fine, but, you know. Yeah, they have a nice little blue-black, seems sort of like a blue-black venture deck almost, but that's because of the Fang Blade, who can definitely flip your deck in direction of venture. So they hit us for 6 there that we can't do anything about. Oh boy. Yeah, alright, we're dead. Not any way for us to get out of that. So 3-3 in the end. Kind of brutal to start 3-0 and then go 0-3 on your remaining 3, but it happens. We were pretty lucky, I think, in our first few games. I think the deck was kind of medium in the end. I mean, you know, if we drew Zariel and our, like, treasure guy every game and he didn't die, you know, then we were in pretty good shape. But without those things,